Morning sunlight softly streamed through the gleaming glass panels of the luxury car showroom on Wilshire Boulevard. Outside, the world shimmered with flawless paint jobs and gleaming chrome. Lamborghinis, Mercedes, Bentleys lined up like soldiers in formation, each one worth more than a house just a few blocks away. Inside, the air carried the scent of leather, ambition, and expensive cologne. This was the kind of place where everything whispered exclusivity and power. Every surface was dusted twice an hour, every smile calculated, every deal sharpened like a blade. But beneath all the glamour, something was rotting. Jordan entered quietly, his boots leaving faint streaks on the marble floor as he pushed a cleaning cart. His navy green uniform hung a little loose, with a small badge that simply read, "Janitor." He moved skillfully, knowing exactly which corners the vacuum missed and which restroom always clogged. He didn't speak unless spoken to. He didn't interrupt the preening men in suits strutting past. That's how he kept the job, by being invisible. But today, he wasn't invisible anymore. Malcolm, the showroom manager, had started his tantrum before Jordan even reached the display floor. Tall, broad-shouldered, wearing a gleaming Rolex and wielding a voice sharp as a knife, Malcolm oozed the kind of arrogance that mistakes cruelty for charisma. He paced by the reception desk, yelling into his Bluetooth headset and jabbing fingers at a pile of paperwork. Then he saw Jordan. "Hey, you missed a spot by the coffee bar," Malcolm snapped, not even glancing his way. "You people are always so sloppy. No wonder this place never looks clean. What are you standing there for? Get to work." Jordan paused, his hand tightening slightly around the mop, but he said nothing. He turned and moved toward the area Malcolm had pointed out. "Unbelievable," Malcolm muttered loudly enough for others to hear. "People used to have pride in their work. Now, they just collect a paycheck and half-ass it." Nearby sales staff offered awkward smiles. One of them, Lewis, glanced apologetically at Jordan, but then looked away. The contrast was striking. Perfect cars, crystal chandeliers, light glittering like diamonds off the floor, and in the middle of it all, a black janitor being treated like garbage. What they didn't know was that today, Jordan wasn't just a janitor. It all began 3 weeks ago. The showroom had been in trouble. Poor financial management, wasteful spending, lousy customer service. The parent company in New York had decided to sell. Jordan, full name Jordan E. Price, was one of the silent shareholders of that parent company. He had quietly built wealth through tech investments and then commercial real estate, but his roots went deeper than any bank account. He'd grown up just 5 miles from that showroom, in a neighborhood the city had long forgotten. He had walked past that very showroom hundreds of times as a kid, seen security trail his uncle like a thief, watched salesmen talk down to his mother when she asked about trade-in options. That shame had never faded. So when the opportunity came to buy the place, he didn't hesitate. But he didn't want to walk in wearing an expensive suit and a CEO's smile. He needed to see the truth first, to see if anything had changed, to see if the poison was still in the walls. And it was. In his days undercover as a janitor, he heard the jokes. Racist, sexist, classist. He saw customers treated differently based on clothes, voice, and skin color. He saw Malcolm run the place like a king in a glass castle, and staff fall in line, some reluctantly. But today marked the end of the charade. Jordan silently mopped the coffee area. Then he walked into the back room. He changed quickly, shedding the oversized uniform and putting on the tailored gray suit waiting in the locker. The suit fit sharp and clean, impossible to mistake. He adjusted his cuffs, tightened his tie, and looked into the mirror. He didn't see a janitor. He saw a man ready to reclaim his story. 10 minutes later, the entire staff was called into the main showroom for a surprise executive visit, as Malcolm called it. He grinned, imagining a promotion in his near future. He stood tall at the front as everyone gathered. Then Jordan walked out. The room fell dead silent, eyes widened, a few people glanced around, confused. Malcolm blinked. "How can I help you, sir?" Jordan smiled. "You already did." He walked over and shook Luis's hand. "Thanks for always cleaning the coffee bar after your shift. I noticed." Louise stood stunned, but returned the handshake. Then Jordan turned to Malcolm. "I'm Jordan Price. As of today, I'm the majority shareholder of this showroom." The room froze. Malcolm's smile collapsed. "I wanted to understand this place from the inside before making changes," Jordan continued, voice calm but firm. "And I've seen enough." Malcolm flushed red. You tricked me. That's unethical." Jordan's eyes didn't waver. "What's unethical is how you treat people. The things you say when you think no one important is listening. The way you judge someone by their uniform or their skin." "I didn't mean..." "Oh, you meant every word. No shouting, no big scene. Just the quiet collapse of a man who built his power on arrogance." That afternoon, Jordan walked the showroom again, not with a mop, but with a plan and a vision. He greeted each employee, listened to them, promised change, and he meant it. But not for revenge, for restoration. Because some wounds don't heal with time. They need truth and dignity. And sometimes the strongest resistance doesn't come from fists. It comes from standing tall in the place that once made you bow. Weeks later, the showroom transformed. A new work culture emerged. Malcolm was gone, replaced by a manager known for integrity. Jordan didn't hang his portrait or give long speeches. He just made sure people looked each other in the eye, that every customer was treated with respect, that no one was invisible anymore. He didn't tell many people about his time undercover. He didn't have to. But every morning as he passed the supply closet, he paused for a moment, not in bitterness, but in remembrance. Because some stories don't end in revenge. They end in restoration. And when dignity is restored, not through rage, but through unshakable truth, that is when the world truly changes. So next time you see someone you think is beneath you, ask yourself, what if they're the owner in disguise? More importantly, who are you when no one's watching? If this story touched you, share it. Show the world what hidden strength can do when it chooses grace over vengeance. Because justice doesn't need to shout. It stands firm, and it's coming.